Hello, hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. I have another game from Boilerfrag, so let's go ahead and get this game started and introduce these players. Up here in the top side of Metropolis, we have the Teal Zerg player. His name is EndlessWaltz. And his opponent, the Protoss player in the close by air position, spawning as the blue Protoss. His name is Laboof. Both these players from Purdue University, participating in Boilerfrag. Ooh, whoa, that was a little bit of lag right there. But anyways, both these players were playing in the Boilerfrag tournament that happened at Purdue University, and so they do know each other, and they know a little bit at least about each other's play styles, and have both played in the Collegiate Star League team for Purdue University. Anyways, in this Protoss versus Zerg, these players are going to be going for a very interesting style. I do know the end result of this game, as I was familiar with when the game was happening, but I do not know exactly how the game ends up in the situation it does. At least I'll say that. I don't want to give any big spoilers, but we do see a regular old Forge Fast Expand coming out from our blue Protoss, Laboof. So he's going to be looking to probably throw down that Nexus next, if not, maybe a cannon and then the Nexus. Meanwhile, it looks like EndlessWaltz, playing it safe, knows that against a Forge Fast Expanding Protoss player, it can be very difficult to go for that hatchery first, because the Protoss player can start throwing down cannons with this pylon that's going down right now, and it's very important to get out that spawning pool first so that you can get out those Zerglings to deal with that. Looks like Laboof is going to be putting on a little bit of pressure, at least force a couple of drones. Wouldn't be too surprised if he was just doing this to force those drones to come down and then cancel it. But no, it looks like he sees the hatchery going down, so he's going to go ahead and let that pylon finish. Going to go for one pylon, one cannon now. And it looks like if he decides to, he might even be able to wall off on this side. This is going to be so difficult for EndlessWaltz to deal with, but we do see a spine crawler going down, so that does mean, oh wow, he actually does force the cancel on that hatchery, so that does mean that Laboof is just going to go ahead and cancel his own pylon. And that way, he's also going to cancel the cannon as well. Very little investment, and made sure saying, hey, Endless, you can't expand until you get those Zerglings out to go kill everything off. Laboof saying, it's cancelled, man, you don't have to build this spine crawler anymore, what are you doing? And meanwhile, he's just going to go ahead and throw up his own Nexus and get this cannon up just to deal with those Zerglings if they do decide to run across the map before taking out that pylon. But it looks like they're going to go for the pylon first. So a minimal loss from Laboof. He did lose some money from canceling those buildings, and also is going to lose the cost of this 100 mineral pylon. And actually he's going to get... Oh no, that's actually quite a blunder this early on to get supply block, as that's actually going to cut pro production. It's going to stop him from being able to do much else. Hopefully he does get unsupply blocked, yes, before that gateway does come up, and he will. But still, a bit of a blunder, probably something he should have been avoiding, expecting that pylon to go down. But a common mistake. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt him too badly. But it looks like this Overlord in the perfect position. It was getting shot at by that cannon initially, but I realized that getting tickled by a cannon hurts, because cannons don't really tickle so much as they just kind of stun gun you. But anyways, that Overlord's going to feel quite safe now, and this Nexus is going to go ahead and go up before the hatchery, so Laboof's going to be feeling to be in a good position. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Endless wanting to take this expansion sometime in the next minute or so. We do see two gas geysers already going up for EndlessWaltz, so that does mean he's going to be looking to do some kind of bigger tech play, maybe. We're going to have to wait and see what he does end up deciding to do. Very interesting decision, as usually you only want to get maybe one gas geyser to get that Zergling speed, but you know, usually you don't see Zerg players going for that gasless style for such a long time and then getting two gas geysers at once. Usually either 0 gas geysers, 1 gas geyser, or 4 gas geysers, at least from what I have seen. But at the same time, we do see Laboof mining from 2 gas geysers of his own, getting that +1 weapons that will allow his zealots to kill those Zerglings of EndlessWaltz with just 2 hits rather than 3. And that might not sound like a big deal, but it can be so good. Once those Zealots are one weapon upgrade above the Carapace upgrades of the Zerg, they just slaughter Zerglings like no other. But it looks like this Zealot does not have that upgrade yet. Maybe is looking to see when that third is going to be taken in. Good micro from both of these players. Looks like EndlessWaltz trying to pull back some of those Zerglings, but Laboof doing a magnificent job. Wow! EndlessWaltz a little bit, well, more than just a little bit upset. I would be pretty upset too, as that Zealot was just in complete man mode right there, saying, I can take on this entire army of Zerglings. Make some more if you want to take your third. And he's going to go ahead and regenerate those shields. His body is broken, but his shields will be up, so he's going to continue to whack away at anything that tries to take that third expansion. And very interesting decision by EndlessWaltz is that he still has not taken that third, so we might be seeing some kind of big all-in-ish play. We do see a Hydralisk Den and Lair completed, so that does mean EndlessWaltz is going to be going for the not-so-common these days Hydralisk tech. And I say not so common because a lot of Protoss players have realized that, hey, if I just get Colossus, the Hydralisk just instantly dies, so why I don't have to worry about it. Meanwhile, we do see a lot of gateways down from Laboof. We can see here, this is already up to 7 gateways with a 8th in the main and a robotics facility. So I'm going to be really interested to see what Laboof ends up deciding to do with that. He could be going for some kind of 8-gate plus a warp prism pressure, and by pressure I mean all-in. Looks like it's probably going to be a bit of an all-in situation, as it's very hard to transition now once you have some kind of 8-gate pressure. And what is this? We do see a Nidus network. Oh my god, this game is going to shape out to be a very interesting game indeed, as we have the Hydralisk already completed. We don't see any Roach Warren down, so that means it's just going to be Hydralisk and maybe some Zerglings. But that also means that EndlessWaltz is going to be going for that big Nidus Worm all-in into Laboof's base, and meanwhile Laboof is going to be going for an all-in of his own, potentially with a Warp Prism. Do we see? Yes, there is the Warp Prism as the robotics facility is finished up now. And EndlessWaltz getting a couple of Overlords caught off guard. That's actually really bad, as EndlessWaltz probably wants to have this huge Hydralisk force either ready to defend or to Nidus network the base. He wants more Hydralisk out than just this against the incoming army of Laboof, as he has 8 gateways and he's going to be producing so many units so gosh darn fast. And we do see this Warp Prism is going to go ahead and load up these 4 Zealots and go into the main, while he likely puts on some pressure at the front. But it looks like EndlessWaltz is going to be a little bit prepared for this. Unfortunately, these Zerglings don't have any Zergling speed research. The Zergling speed is only about halfway done, and the Hydralisk range is going to be researched in just a second, so that will help greatly against any force fields. But it looks like there's only actually there are a couple more sentries. Now we see the Warpin and the Zealots doing a lot of damage, and EndlessWaltz getting force fielded out of his main. Oh no, this is such a good play by Laboof. He's going to stop EndlessWaltz from being able to move into the main and help deal with all this. We can see here in the workers kill tab, we see 12 workers already killed. So it looks like EndlessWaltz is going to be in a very terrible predicament at this point, and Laboof would be wise to just back out at this point, as he has killed off so many of these drones. Oh my god, this Warp Prism warping in a couple more, and he is backing out. He knows he does not have to engage this very scary army of so many Hydralisks from EndlessWaltz. And looks like finally now the Zealots are cleaned up, and it looks like the Nidus Worm is getting loaded up. It looks like he's going to try and just go for the big all-in. Where is it going to go down? Let's see. In the production tab, we see that more Hydralisks on the way, as well as a couple of more Zerglings. He does not have any... He does. The nice network is complete, and he's unloading all of his units. Meanwhile, it looks like Laboof is just going for the kill now. He realizes that he has to go for it now. Oh no, Laboof's army is caught so far out of position. Is he even going to try? No, he's not going to. He's going to build a Nexus at his opponent's third while he just tries to kill off everything in the main. It's going to be a crazy base race situation. Oh my god, and the Hydralisk moving down. They're going to be killing off all the production facilities down here. That is right here. All 5 of these gateways plus this 6th one over here. Actually, is that? No, that's 6 gateways. And more units being unloaded out of that Nidus Swarm. Now the Nidus Swarm getting target fired down. But one thing that EndlessWaltz really has to be careful of is that this Nidus Worm right now is going to be his only building. He does have a couple of drones, I believe. Yes, he has a few drones over here. And, oh no, he doesn't have enough money for a hatchery! Oh no, this could be a huge blunder on EndlessWaltz's part. If maybe he had just produced 1 or 2 less Hydralisks, maybe 4 less Zerglings, he would actually have enough for a hatchery. He could instead decide to expand down here and maybe transition out of this. But Laboof does have that extra Nexus already over here. He is going to be able to also start mining. I think he has... Yes, well, he'll have enough money to produce additional probes. So Laboof is definitely going to be in the better situation at this point. The Hydralisks will take so long to move across the map. So Laboof will actually have a little bit of time to maybe build some infrastructure back up. And he's being very wise, knowing that he should not warp too much out of these warp gates that he does have over here. He wants to save that money to be able to start making more probes and rebuild some infrastructure to forge. A very wise decision, as those cannons will be very good at doing that defensive position. Now it looks like the army of Laboof is very scary as well. It is completely composed of gateway units, which might actually be a bit in EndlessWaltz's favor, but still these two armies are very scary. And oh my god, he snipes off the Nidus Worm. That's such a big win. Oh no, Laboof, actually wait, how many where are all of EndlessWaltz's structures? Looks like he has 2 extractors over here. So it's going to be down to whether or not... Looks like Laboof a little bit upset about EndlessWaltz throwing down those 2 extractors. But it looks like... Oh my god. I think Laboof's going to be in a great situation, as EndlessWaltz is going to have such a hard time moving across the map. If he splits up his army, EndlessWaltz can probably just target fire down the army and then kill off these 2 extractors. But at the same time, the longer that EndlessWaltz waits, the better of an army Laboof can build up, and the better of mining he'll be able to have. So you can see here, there are still 7 drones left. So that actually does mean EndlessWaltz will be wise to send out some of those drones and to maybe some other locations on the map. Oh, hold on, it looks like, yeah, Laboof is going to retreat. I would love to see EndlessWaltz throw down some extractors, or at least send some drones over to get ready to build extractors at a moment's notice. But it looks like for now, he's just going to be moving across the map with his drones. And there's some great force fields, but actually, oh no, actually, I take that back. Actually just ends up wasting a bit of energy, delaying this push for a little bit, but he's not actually going to have enough money or a big enough economy to really help to defend against this big push that's incoming. He needs to get amazing force fields, splitting up those Hydralisks, making sure they doesn't lose too many of these Zealots. Normally you are totally okay with just throwing away the Zealots because you can easily rebuild them, but at this point, Laboof wants to save all of these units as best as he can, and the same will be for EndlessWaltz. So if Laboof can just get some good force fields down and pick off a couple of the... Ooh, a nice play, getting that changeling over there. Does Laboof spot it? Laboof does not quite spot it, but it looks like, oh my god, the army is moving in, the Hydralisks are targeting fire down, those Zealots are going to be doing a lot of damage, and it looks like Laboof is forced to force field out the Hydralisks. And a very interesting thing right here is that Laboof will actually be on the low ground, so he might be able to make use of this ramp if he just stays far back enough that he... Oh, actually, very interesting decision. He's using up a lot of those force fields. I would have actually liked if he had instead cut the army of EndlessWaltz in half, as he would have been able to do a little bit more damage, as these Hydralisks are bound to come in no matter what. And oh no! No Guardian Shield, just some force fields being thrown down right now. The force fields are pretty good, but oh no, it looks like there are so many Hydralisks down now that the Hydralisks just eat away at those gateway units. And oh no, Laboof is actually going to lose this game now. He does have this assimilator over here. He has a couple of Zealots over here. He is picking off the extractors. Oh my god, a brilliant play. But it looks like the army of EndlessWaltz is so big, it will have... Oh my god, okay, so here's going to be the situation right now, guys. EndlessWaltz is going to pick off all of this base. He's going to try and finish off these 2 stalkers who are doing a massive amount of damage. Oh my god, only 4 Hydralisks left along with these 2 queens, and he's going to be building these cannons to delay these Hydralisks as long as he can while he goes around and uses these 4 Zealots and this War Prism to go ahead and finish off the remaining extractors. Are there any more drones left on the map? Oh my god, there are some larvae left! Thanks to these creep tumors that were kept alive, he's going to build 1 drone. He's going to be short. Oh, he's going to actually have enough. He is a Zerg player, so he does have enough for 1 last extractor. This is going to be so close, guys, as these 4 zealots are going to be walking around. They're going to be able to pick off this last remaining extractor. Oh, actually, no, there is one less extractor over here. Looks like that drone did decide to move up over here. A very interesting decision, as he actually would have been a little bit better off building it over there, as it was closer to where that larva spawned, and it would have actually just been further away from this army. But it looks like the Hydralisks are starting to clean up a lot of these buildings, but if he needs to move back to defend his extractor, or else Laboof will actually just be in a great position to kill off the extractor before EndlessWaltz can really do anything. EndlessWaltz has to walk all the way across the map to that assimilator if he wants to do anything. Thank God for this creep. He will be able to get these Hydralisks over here. And, oh no, the Warp Prism has to be so careful. Oh no, the Hydralisks are on creep. They're going to be able to do some good damage with that Warp Prism. The Warp Prism will get away, but it has to be so careful. Oh my God. Laboof actually does also have a couple more of those pylons, so he just has to be so careful. And actually, one other thing that I have not talked about quite yet is that these queens will be great for transfusing this extractor. This could be such an interesting game. Oh my God. Here's going to be how it goes. EndlessWaltz at some point has to move out to try and kill off some of these buildings. Now, this one Hydralisk will be able to pick off some of these buildings, and he will be able to pick off these buildings, but he can't just send one Hydralisk down here or one Hydralisk down here, because this Warp Prism will be able to unload those Zealots and kill off that one Hydralisk, and EndlessWaltz does not want to lose any Hydralisk, or he doesn't want to lose any more than he already has, so it's going to be very close. So what Laboof should be doing, I think, in my opinion, should be positioning this Warp Prism right over here, getting in case EndlessWaltz does decide to move down with just one Hydralisk. Oh, it looks like he's going to be going in to see if he can pick off that one Hydralisk, and it looks like the rest of the Hydralisks are going to stay over there. He wants to be very safe, make sure that he does not actually end up losing that extractor in some kind of crazy situation. Oh, it looks like the Hydralisks are moving around, and it looks, oh, great play. Getting that creep spread on is going to be very important to make sure he has good map vision to see where that Warp Prism is. And it looks like he could do some good damage. Oh, he is moving up, but it looks like Laboof being very careful, making sure he does not fall for that, does not get caught out of position, and as long as he maintains not losing shields, or all of his shields, then he will be in a very good position, as those shields can regenerate. Oh man, this is going to be such a crazy game, and I almost feel that both of these players have a good chance in winning this, as it's going to come down to whether or not EndlessWaltz can actually get out the units to kill off this pylon and this assimilator without getting those units picked off by the units in the Warp Prism. And it looks like that creep spread is finally starting to pay off a bit more. The Warp Prism's coming in, and oh my God, what I think Laboof would kill for is Warp Prism speed. That would be amazing. Or Charge. Charge would also have just changed the tide of this game, as he would be able to kill off that Hydralisk, or at least deal damage constantly to it. And finally, I do think that this pylon is going to get picked off. He's doing a good job getting this. Oh my God, he might be able to get a surround off on that Hydralisk. He's doing it. Oh no, just barely misses. The Hydralisk escapes thanks to that creep spread. But now it looks like all the other Hydralisks are coming out, and with that creep spread, he will be able to get back to that extractor in time. So I just have to say, EndlessWaltz is playing this out beautifully. And honestly, I think that EndlessWaltz, with that creep spread advantage, is going to be able to win this game. Slowly but surely is the name of the game. And you might be thinking, don't call me Shirley, but I can do whatever the hell damn I want right now, because this game is so insane, and you guys can't talk back to me unless you leave a comment below. So this Warp Prism is going to be chilling over here while Laboof tries to decide what to do. I think actually at this point Laboof's best bet might be to try and somehow force a draw. He just needs to be in a defensive mindset for now. And EndlessWaltz going to be accelerating this creep spread, giving Laboof less time to think, less time to be able to do anything about this situation. And actually, these players are talking a lot because all they have to do is control less than 4 or 5 units. Oh no, the Warp Prism actually going in. He's going to be sacrificing it just to absorb some of that damage. He is going after those Hydralisks. The transfuse on the Hydralisks. I never thought I'd see the day where there was going to be transfuses on Hydrals. Now Tartar firing down the Queen, forcing him to run around while these Zealots try to kill off that Extractor. These Hydrals and this Queen are totally left out of position, and it looks like the Extractor might be go down, but the Zealot is going to get picked off, and oh my god, it's going to be so good, shot close. Can he do it? It's down to 57 health, and oh my god, it looks like he's going to win the transfuse, save the Extractor, oh my god, and Laboof forced to GG. Wow, that was an amazing game. Played here as game 1 of Laboof versus EndlessWaltz at Boilerfrag. And wow, so thank you so much to these players for submitting me that replay. That was such a close game. A very, very strange situation. We saw it occur because of that big 8-gate Warp Prism all-in aggression from Laboof. At the same time, EndlessWaltz, realizing he couldn't hold it off, just decided to use his own Nidus Worm to Nidus into his opponent's main, and then just try and base Raidus it from there. It ended up working out in EndlessWaltz's favor, thanks to keeping those Queens alive. Oh my god. Keeping those Queens alive really kept him alive in this game. So thank you so much again to those 2 players for submitting this replay. If you guys actually have any replays that you want casted, you can send those to feardragon64@gmail.com. This has been FearDragon64 out. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below and subscribe.